Howdy y'all! Barracuda update. Been a slow week on the Barracuda for me. Chad the Bodyman, however, has gotten some windows put in, which has been quite the task. If you ever messed with some of these older style Mopar window regulators and whatnot, they are quite difficult, especially, when it's been 20 years and, maybe you've never done them. I've never done one, personally. And luckily Chad the Bodyman has been, he's had a little bit of training with lots of old cars, so although maybe not on a Barracuda, he knows the ins and outs of getting them adjusted right, weather stripping done, etc., etc. So we're going to go over some of the stuff that makes them really difficult, and because they are about 2 days per window, if you count cleaning, polishing, installation, and adjustment. We're now on to our third window, but we're almost done with windows, and we can start on some real meat and potatoes kind of work on this car, because I'm ready to do that. And I've been busy this week actually doing real work. So let's take a look at what we got here, and we got some shiny bits even on it, so let's take a look. Alright guys, this is the side that's about 95% done. We're missing a mirror because, well, let's see, where'd it go? We've had some difficulties with some China repop stuff that we've collected over the last few years. Basically they're floppy as a fish right out of the box. And you'll see there is no glass in this one because, well, you can't get it out to fix the floppy fish problem without basically breaking stuff, because China, right? I don't know. But anyway, we've got the adjustment kind of dealy thing to where that's snug. I'm going to have a new mirror cut for this one. That'll go on nicely. We were going to try and reuse the old one, but, well, it broke too, and we figured we could at least just break this one and fix it, and then we can put a new piece of glass in a shiny one, right? So that's, trials and tribulations of working on old cars. But check this out. One finger. Oh, 2 fingers. We have doors that work pretty nicely even. That's the sound of American muscle right there, right? And we need a window crank. Let's find a window crank. There's a window crank. Not on yet, but we have windows that do window things. That to me is nothing short of a miracle. Now, the driver's side's pretty tough. This one right here, I kid you not guys, there are no less than 9 adjustments for this rear window. It has to go together. It's got about, 5, 6 roller wheels, 2 or 3 tracks, and voila, we have windows that go up and down the way they're intended to. Now, that was right there, 2 windows, nearly 4 days. Not real easy job. So we moved on to the other side yesterday, and we had taken this window out already before paint. And whenever we pulled this window out, we determined that we better leave the other one together on the other side, because there's no way in hell you'll ever figure out how all that goes back together if you don't have something to look at. So we got into yesterday's window, and because of, body work situations and this car's troubled past of, running into things, I guess, that window won't come out. Well, we did get it out, but it wouldn't come out easily, and it was, there was another 2 hours just getting it out of the car. We'll show you what we had to do there. Not real pretty, but it's all covered up in the end, so it doesn't really matter. Point is, the window's out. You can get everything lubricated, weather strip installed, etc., etc. And the other side of the car should go faster, since once you've done it once, at least you have a general idea of what you're supposed to do, and maybe you don't have to take the window in and out 7 times, maybe 8. I don't know. It was a lot, quite difficult. So we'll check that out. All right, y'all. So that is the area where the window has to come out. As you can see, it's a little bruised up because that window would not come out. I believe since this whole quarter panel here was replaced, whenever it was all welded together, it kind of maybe pinched that area a little bit tighter than it once was. And well, let's just say that luckily there's drip rail trim to cover that stuff, and that's all covered up with a big rubber gasket. You won't ever see it. But that window right there did not want to come out. And there's the pile of hardware that has to all be cleaned. And the regulator, that all has to be cleaned and lubed. Luckily nothing's broke. Should be a pretty easy fix. But yeah, windows are no fun on these cars, guys. If you don't have to take them out, don't do it. That's my recommendation. Another nice little task that got done this week is our rear window trim got installed. Not really sure who took it off 20 years ago, but let's just say it was a little tweaked, and it did take, a good solid half day of body work just on the trim to get it straight from, previous Noah, who didn't know how to take this kind of stuff apart probably. But it's on. Looks quite nice. Can't say so much for the 50-year-old rear window that's pretty scratched, but hey, forgotten Barracuda doesn't have to be completely perfect, right? So, But trim is on. Same thing, belt line moldings, all that stuff got polished, and it was pretty straight actually. It needed a little bit of body work. Same thing here, trim on the sides of the windows, all polished. Nice thing about these cars is it's almost all stainless, so you can make this stuff look pretty good if you've got a buffing wheel and some rouge and some patience. But what's really exciting is this. Yes, that is what I was excited to see. The Formula S tribute is coming together, y'all, and got a lot of things to polish, including this car, which I'm realizing very quickly. You just can't have nice things, I guess, whenever you've got kitty cats around. That and basically I'll probably have to keep a feather duster in the car, and we've got a pretty long dirt driveway, and it's going to have to basically be polished every time you move it around, once a week, etc. She's dirty. They're dirty already. It's only been a week. Needs help. So, yeah. But it's coming together, guys. It's a lot of work here getting it all done, that's for sure. We've did run into some situations on our front windshield trim in that it was basically hammered garbage, and go pawn the truck or something and get some new trim is what it came down to, because the time needed to straighten it far exceeded the cost of replacement for all of the trim that goes around here. And unfortunately the same thing went on the drip rail. That all was in very poor condition. Could have possibly been straightened, however, again, the amount of time needed to do that would outweigh the cost of new. So that's on the way. But yeah, we should see a Barracuda with 4 windows in it next week. And we've got to get started on getting this floor pan coated. We've got Pour 15 going in it. Needs a little bit of a cleansing before that. We got to do, we got, let's see, a few too many seat bolt holes here. So we got a little bit more welding to do to fill up some holes that aren't needed. And I get this nasty old steering column out. And we got to get some sound deadening on the firewall in there. All sorts of little things. And once all that's kind of buttoned up in here, the next step is wiring. That's where we're going to go after this. Basically, I want to be able to have the car wired, put an engine in it, turn the key and go. That's kind of the plan. We'll see how that goes. We all know how about plans. But yeah, we even got functional door locks. Pretty nice. Yeah. And would you just look at it? Okay guys, that pretty much sums it up for this week. Nothing too exciting, I know, but we've got lots more coming. You know, we'll drag out the wiring as probably at least a 3 or 4 part. I don't know. That's quite a job. We've got a big old box of fresh wiring that is, you know, not exactly, let's just say bolt-in. It's more of a kit. So it's a pretty good one, I think, and should be pretty informative for a lot of people who, you know, have older Mopar muscle cars that are dealing with wiring that is kind of sketchy. That's why we're not going back with the old stuff we pulled out. Is let's not burn the car down as soon as we finish it, right? Oh, let's see, you know, what can you do? All we can do is, you know, put it together, hope for the best, keep buying parts, rinse, repeat, do it again. Hopefully we're going to be ready for Sikeston, Missouri. I think we are. Duddy? I don't know about Duddy. He's got stuff to do, as we all know, but this car is going to be there no matter what. That's why we're putting the windows in it first, because, you know, worst case scenario, as long as it's got windows and an engine with about 7 wires attached to it to turn it on, it'll race. So we'll see you there. Keep watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not, and we'll keep going on this project. So stay tuned.